Hi everyone, it's Jessica from Labrujajessica, and today I'm going to be doing a reading on Jodi Arias, or Arias. Again, I butcher these names all the time, but for those of you who are not familiar with her case, and I'm somewhat familiar, like I said, you know, some of these readings when I do them, I'm like, where was I? You know what I mean? I know I heard about it, but I didn't pay too much attention. So anyways, so she has been charged and she's now serving time in prison for murdering her boyfriend or whatever it is that they were. Okay. So I wanted to go ahead and see like what I can pull on terms of her thought process, because she has been accused of being a sociopath and all these other things. So I'm like, what were the underlining things that people were missing, and also what led to her, doing the things that she's done. So I'm going to be using a couple of decks today. One of them is called the Dark Mirror Oracle. I'm not too familiar with this deck, so I am going to be using the booklet that comes with it. And I have this deck here. It's called Situations. For those of you who are interested, I did purchase this on Etsy. So I'm just going to see if, this would bring me any more insight as well. Like I said, these are not decks that I work with all the time, like, my Dark Mirror or this one. And I will also be using my personal deck, the one that I've created. And you can also find this on Etsy as well. It's called If Victims Could Speak, okay? So, look, like, as soon as I'm like, putting my deck down, the one that, If Victims Could Speak, as soon as I did that, like one card slid underneath it, and look what it was. Guilty. Wow, I'm telling you guys, if for those of you who are interested in, these types of readings, or somebody who does these types of readings, this would be a really cool gift. So yeah, definitely check that out, okay? If Victims Could Speak. All right, without further ado, let's jump right into it and let's see if we can get into the mind of Jodi. Let's see. I was like, I don't know which deck to pull from. I don't know what would be more exciting. So I'm like, I brought a bunch of different decks. We are going to be using the traditional Rider Tarot today. I found that my Rider deck always tends to get like straight to it, but I also will be using the other decks to get more details, okay? All right, so let's see. Please tell me what was going on in the mind of Jodi. We have the High Priestess. Ooh, secrets. That's gonna be a little tough one. Okay. So far I have here the High Priestess, the Five of Cups in the reverse, and Justice in the reverse. I'm sorry, Justice in the upright, and then the Magician in the reverse. So basically, this is very interesting here. So it's like she's gotten away with fooling people. See, Justice being here, it's like, obviously doing the right thing, everything's balanced, everything's right, everything's fair, right? But when the Magician goes in the reverse here, it's like somebody pretends to be something that they're not. Do you understand? So like they literally fool the public. Now, what's very interesting here is that when it came to, Justice here, she could not, fool the judicial system. So she couldn't, use her same charm that she's always used. And very interesting that the Magician in the reverse is here, because the Magician in the reverse, this is somebody who has like, this isn't just something that's like happened overnight. Okay. This is somebody who's gained like a lot of skills in terms of manipulation, in terms of lying, in terms of, putting on the facade. And, when the Magician goes in the reverse, it's like they have to like live this lie every single day. So not only is it, it's fun, but it's also very exhausting for them. Okay. And I would dare to say that this is something that may have even stemmed from childhood. So a lot of times when people tend to like, mislead others or lie to them, this is because it's like a learned behavior. Okay, so very interesting card that already came out. Now, there's more to the story with the High Priestess being here and the Five of Cups being here in the reverse. This is just basically saying like there is more than we actually know about her. Like there's more depth to her, and there's almost like a sadness to her. Okay, so it's like if you really got down to the nitty gritty of her, and I know some of you are like, nope, she can like rot where she is. Okay, that's perfectly fine, but there's some sadness, some depression that she has always dealt with. Okay, and so that's the first row that just came out. So sometimes, a lot of times when the Magician goes in the reverse, this is like survival instincts too. So a lot of times people, turn into something that it's almost like, okay, this is like what helps me, I don't know, get through, or live in this world type of thing. Okay, let me see. Let's keep going. The Death here in the reverse. Three of Swords in the reverse. Judgment in the reverse. Very interesting that Judgment has come out in the reverse, because when Judgment goes in the reverse, it's like, well, I can just tell you right now, there's no remorse on her behalf, and then also feeling like it's almost not fair type of thing, and then also not fully accepting what it is that they have actually done. Okay, and again, you have to understand, like in the mind of this person, they feel almost justified in their actions, because that landed on top of the Justice. So wow, very cold, I can tell you right now. So it's like something led to this, like something created this. Okay, let's keep going. And it wasn't just like the whole, relationship between her and her boo. Okay, the Magician. Tell me about the Magician in the reverse, please. Alrighty. Yeah, see, dare I say that she does suffer from a lot of, first of all, she, there's a lot of mental health here, just with the Eight of Swords coming out. Okay, so this is like her kind of going in circles in her own mind. And this is like plotting and scheming, and then thinking that people are up to no good, and I gotta get there before you get there. You understand what I mean? So like in her mind, she has to be 100 steps ahead. And then also the Eight of Swords does talk about depression and sadness. So there was more, to her that she was also dealing with. All right. It's almost like the facade, the cover up, the beautiful woman that people see. It was like there's a sad person deep down on the inside. Okay. All right, now tell me about the Three of Swords. Where does all her pain stem from, Spirit? Where does all her pain stem from? Three of Cups. Okay, Two of Cups in the reverse. Let me see here. Excuse me. I want to see about this Three of Pentacles here. Man, she was dealing with a lot of heavy stuff, is what it looks like. And a lot of her pain and the source of her pain is from a masculine energy. And I don't want to say, oh, it's just because of the boyfriends. It could even go as far as childhood. Okay, so like maybe possibly being let down by a masculine energy in that way. So, and I don't know if she was consoling herself with with drinks or certain other, like either even prescription drugs, or just drinking, or doing other things that would like kind of like distract her from that pain. But what's very interesting though is that she never fully learned how to cope with certain things. Like, so normally, like, when people like get their heart broken or certain things happen in their life, they will, process it and then transition. Like, no, what she would do is kind of repeat the same old cycle over and over again. And then like, expect something different. But it's like, if you're not changing, then the outcome is not going to change. You know what I mean? So this is why a lot of things that she also did, even in her own personal life in terms of career, never fully really worked out and panned out in the way that she wanted to. And with the 10 of Wands, again, this is a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, a lot of feeling alone, and feeling like, you have to kind of carry this whole weight on your shoulders by yourself. Okay. Now, obviously, now we come back to the masculine energy, just in terms of relationship, but we're going to focus there. There looks like already like two significant people, two males actually here, may have caused her a lot of heartache. Okay. And so there's one that was very charismatic, and then there's one that was extremely loving, but these two men pretty much kind of broke her heart is what it looks like. Okay. Tell me about judgment here in the reverse. Okay, again, as I said before, there is no remorse for what it is that she's done. She feels very justified in everything that she did. No surprise there. Okay, let's explore that Magician here. What's crazy is that I don't know if she's always dreamt of like having, because the 10 of Cups just came out. So I don't know if she's always like kind of had this fantasy of like having a family one day, being married, and like really chasing that. Like, that's what it just seems like. Like, I want to be married. I want to have kids. Like, and like for anybody that she could plug in that recipe, I don't know if that's what it was, but it's very interesting already that she, did want to have the full package in terms of marriage and children. Let me see here. Tell me about the 9 of Cups here. Tell me about the 10 of Cups here. What's so sad is that like she wanted to be happy in the sense of this, because the sun is in the reverse. Oh my God, my cat's on the table. I'm about to get up and get this cat. Anyways, the sun went in the reverse. So it's just like basically like diminishing her own light, or like becoming whatever she needed to become in order to have that happiness. So it's like, I don't know, like I can't explain it. Like, it's literally like, it's like, okay, if you want me to be this, I will be this, but it's very sinister. It's just like, it's almost creepy, because I'm like, okay, that's not healthy, because that Magician and the 8 of Swords, I'm like, but that's not healthy. So, and before people know it, so people get attracted to her because, again, she's very beautiful, because she's showing up here as the Queen of Wands. And she knows it too, by the way. Queen of Wands, she knows she's got it going on. So she knows that part. And so people get like enamored by her enough to the point, and that's when like they see certain signs and they see all like the red flags, but for some reason they choose to go blind. It's like the foolery of it all. But it's also her playing the part too. You know what I mean? Okay. You know how like that's what I just can't stop looking at the magician card. Like a magician will literally make you think like, you know, it's one thing, but really it's a whole other thing. And that's what she's done. That's crazy. And it's not just her boyfriend, the one that she murdered. It's been previous relationships, and I think that she would have continued to go on to do this to other victims, okay? Not to say that she was going to be out there murdering like hundreds and thousands of men, but I'm just saying the games that she would have continued to play, she would have played them. Because, you know, hey, if it's not broke, why, you know, don't fix it type of thing. Ay, ay, ay. I'm getting like I cannot stop staring at this row, and it's just creeping me out. Alrighty. So let's see here. Strength in the reverse. So the things that she was dealing with was getting out of control to the point where she could not contain it anymore. Okay. There's a lot of like feeling misunderstood, not heard, you know. But at the same time, it's like with death in the reverse, it's like, again, how can you be heard if you're not changing? Do you understand? It's not that people didn't want to hear you. It's just, did you change? What are you doing? But it's like almost like, you know, playing the victim, or, you know, that woe, it's me type of thing. And let's straighten the reverse. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I just feel like she was looking for something for so long to fully understand her, to fully get her. But if she was to truly reveal herself, who would truly understand her? Do you understand? Like, some of the things that she thought were not like the healthiest. And if expressed to the wrong person, they would kind of like, you know, come at her pretty crazy. So this is why she decided to keep all the secrets inside. It was like she felt very alone. This was a very lonely person. Like, even if you were, you know, even if she had somebody next to her, she was still very lonely. Tell me about the sun. I'm like, where are we at with time? So, very interesting. So the Four of Cups just came out in the upright. And this is just basically like, once you know, these men started catching on, because you can only fool somebody for so long, you know what I mean? And then people start to catch on, and they start to point things out, right? They start to say things like, hey, like, this is not right, or, you know, what you did there, I didn't really like that, you know. And so what two things were happening is either there was like rejection of some sort, to where, you know, she would be like, you know, broken up with, or pretty much let go. And then also the other thing is that she would like, you know, convince people like, no, 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 like, you know, this is, you're thinking about it totally wrong, like, you know. So she would play the game, and, you know, sometimes the people that she was dating would just completely get fed up with, you know, the BS. Let's see if we can pull anything with this. I've hardly, I would say hardly used the situation decks. So bear with me. If I don't feel like I'm getting anything, I'm just going to go ahead and pull some. Wow. Look at this. Pressure cooker, rage, ready to explode. Didn't I say she felt very misunderstood? Like there was something underlining like that was going on, and like you could only feel that alone for so long before you finally pretty much explode. Okay. Wow. Like it was literally like TikTok on that one. Like it was only a matter of time. Sold, moving, physical location change. Okay, so I don't know if she moved. Okay, let's keep going. And I really want to get into that dark mirror because that explains a lot more. On the verge, about to reveal, about to confess. Wow, okay. So she was about to slip. Like I said, you know, she had been like, hey, I'm going to keep this to myself. It is what it is type of thing. And she was about to like literally reveal herself. Okay. Let's keep going. Like spill the tea over here. Tell the truth. And here we got crickets, silence, non-action. Very interesting that that's like right next to about to reveal, about to confess, but then it's like, oh, no, I changed my mind. You know. All right, we got interlude, a pause, timing, timing factor. That to me just looks like somebody's literally waiting, like plotting and scheming something, like, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna go to my corner. Yeah, sure. You know, everything's great. You know what I mean? Like that. That to me looks like that. Let's see here. Running, avoiding. All right, we're gonna get like one more, and then I want to pull from the dark mirror. Excuse me. All right, give me one more on Jodi. Alrighty, so I have here gossip, okay? So petting, jealousy, envy. I don't know if people were talking shit about her or saying certain things about her. Also, that was also adding to it. And then erasing, this is like her running and avoiding herself. To me, that's how I'm interpreting that. And then we have here triggers. So it's like anything that, you know, would literally, we have here name, car, and place. Like any little thing was already getting to her. So like I said, this was just basically like, it was about to pop off. Okay, it was about to go. Let's see here. Let's look into the dark mirror. I'm like, I don't think I have enough time to, well, maybe we'll see. But I don't think I have enough time to pull from my deck. I'm like, I think we got one good card and it was guilty. Okay. All right. Tell me about Jodi. Tell me about Jodi. I knew this was going to come out. I freaking knew it. Peaceful among thorns. Look at this, okay? This is one single person. Everything is going crazy. Look at that. But they're just so at peace. Do you like, that's what I'm saying. This person found like solitude in like literally the chaos, okay? The drama. It's like they live there, okay? So this was like nothing new. What it like, because this person has developed this weird mindset. And they're like, well, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? They're like, well, you murdered somebody. And they're like, well, what are you talking, you know? Like, and that's what I'm seeing there. It's like, there's no remorse. That is crazy. I knew that card was going to come out. I just felt it. Let's keep going. This is today for tomorrow. Let's see here. This is like two different people. Again, what I was basically saying here, see how there's two different women? There's one who's carrying pretty much, look at how she's carrying like all the dead flowers. And then there's that one that presents herself like, I'm okay, I'm perfectly fine. But deep down inside, like there's a lot going on. And the fact that she's wearing black, again, there's a lot of pain associated with this person, okay? So there was definitely a lot of things going on just with her mentally. And so that's very interesting too. Give me one more. Give me the main one. Ugh. I hate seeing that one. Okay. Look at that. We got. All right. Envious gluttony. Look at this picture. That is, I hate that one. This is like the worst one. It's like it's never enough. Nothing will satisfy her craving. Good thing she's in prison, because she, you know, now looking at that, I'm like, she probably would have been like thirsty for more. And it says here, naked before the stars. So in terms of, you know, her getting the attention, oh, she was soaking it up. Like this was like her moment. Okay, so don't think that she was just like, look at this girl. She's like, hold on, let me get ready. Let me look good. Like, you know what I mean? Putting on the charm, putting on the sex appeal. Like she was living for this. Like she loved this attention. Okay. I want to read more on this envious gluttony. I want to see what this one entails. Let's see here. It says, this card is not just dark, it is unpleasant, sickly, disgusting. The difference in how we feel in front of a vampire as opposed in front of writhing bugs. It's okay. I'm like, let's get to the point here. And that is calling. The urge is pressed down every time, played with, toyed with, treated like something that doesn't belong here. It's like rolling in the mud and bringing out the twisted, refreshing feeling of demeaning oneself. Thank you. That's what I'm feeling like. I was feeling like, you know, like she had literally put up with so much shit, right? You know, all the pain that she was dealing with, not being understood or not being heard. And again, how can you reveal yourself, right? And then, like I said, that source of pain, there's like, you know, there's masculine energy behind that, right? And then with that, like she turned into something that was like basically like, I'm gonna take it all back. Okay. So this is exactly what she turned into. Like, you know, this savage beast here that was just like no F's given. You know what I mean? So in terms of like, ugh, like this eyes are like glowing at me. And so that's why I feel like she basically, like, again, she did what she did and was just like, whatever about it. Let me see here. It says, what if it's just a little thing? Dark as tar, indeed, but to be sorry of, not to be feared. Oh yeah, this is like, I want to like take all my power back, and I want to inflict all the pain that I'm feeling and have been suppressing for so long, and I want you to feel it. And you know, nobody's gonna screw around with me anymore. Nobody's gonna mess around with me no more. It would look at this and says here, there is hunger sleeping just under the surface, right? Wasn't it like the boiling point here with the pressure cooker? So much anger. All right, guys. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to get into my personal deck for this reading. I'm like, we're already at like 31 minutes. So for those of you who watched this video, thank you guys so much. All right. Bye.